Right now, the indigenous people of Biafra, ably led by Nnamdi Kanu, is telling the world that the man in Asoro is an impostor from Sudan. It's not Muhammadu Buhari. So this is the issue we are going to look at right now. Of course, I'm here with Mr. Kala. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for
yes, Mr. Kala, we are welcome. So, looking at the evidence available provided by the indigenous people of Biafra, the indigenous people of Biafra is telling the world that the man in Asoro is an impostor from Sudan. What is your take on that?
Well, my take is this: the fraud called Nigeria is reaching to its climax to show the world the level of impersonation and fraud that has been meted upon more than 100 million population of indigenous people, including the people of Biafra.
Yeah.
Now, the issue at hand is this: there is what is called a political decoy. That is, a person appointed to impersonate someone in a political position. That is what is obtainable right now in Nigeria, because the person that is in Asoro now is an impostor. From the evidence and the records available to the public, we can rightly sum it up and come up with a fact of result that will shock the whole world. Let me start from the year 2010.
Yeah.
There was a period, the former president of Nigeria, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, when he was terminally ill, the cabals, the Fulani Caliphates, they decided to conceal it because they want to maintain power based on the instructions given to them by the British, because the British is steering the affairs of Nigeria in proxy. So in 2010, when Umaru Musa Yar'Adua died, this is the time that they wanted to use an impostor to continue to perpetrate evil on the masses of Nigeria. So at that point in time, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua died. They wanted to replace him with an impostor, but one of our mothers, the late Dora Akunyili, she exposed the plan, and that was how Goodluck Ebele Jonathan became the acting president. So from that 2010, these people, they have been planning, putting things in order in expectation that such eventuality may occur again. So now in 2015, when the late Muhammadu Buhari assumed power, he became ill, and terminally ill, and the sickness that he was suffering from was not disclosed to the public. It was not even disclosed to some relatives or some members of his political family, and also his family, direct family, because there was a record whereby the wife, Aisha Buhari, was refused
to see her
husband in London. Even the vice president himself, Osibanjo, was also restricted at some point from seeing the terminally ill president. And from record, it is adduced that he was suffering from cancer. So, from all these things, we have evidence that before the 27th of January 2017, when Muhammadu Buhari suddenly falls sick at the presidential villa, and he was taken on the Nigerian presidential jet heading to London, and from record, that presidential jet made a stopover in Casablanca, Morocco, whereby the late president was put on a life support and was taken to United Kingdom on a life support machine. So for some weeks he died because they couldn't resuscitate him from coma. he died. So at the course of that period, the Nigerian presidential jet was parked at the airport in United Kingdom, whereby taxpayers' money was used to pay for the daily charges. Then when this man died, that same presidential jet left Britain and went to Saudi Arabia. If the Nigerian government or the people handling Aso Rock at this moment believe that what the indigenous people of Biafra is saying from this evidence is false, let them publish the presidential log of that period under discussion.
Yeah.
That is number one. Then secondly, from evidence, we have never seen an old man that instead of growing old, he's now growing younger. It has never been seen before. From evidence, if you watch the videos of the late Muhammad Buhari, you will see that one of his earlobe have a cut. But the present impostor in Aso Rock now does not have the same. And also, from record, in 2015, Muhammad Buhari was taller than Saraki. But in 2018, you see that Muhammad Buhari is now shorter than Saraki. You also see that the fingerprints of Muhammad Buhari after voting in 2015, when you see it, forensically you go and check his hand, the hand of the impostor now, when he raised it, you see that the marks are not the same thing. There are a lot of evidence that is available for the world to see. Okay, the issue now, the Nigerian government, aided by the British, they are trying to change the narrative by saying that the man in Aso Rock is cloned, whereas the indigenous people of Biafra has never given any evidence talking about cloning. What the indigenous people of Biafra is talking about is saying is that there is a double, someone, a look-alike, who was taken to Britain for a face surgery to look like Muhammad Buhari. Yes. In case if there is any part of the body that doesn't correspond with the late president. So he undergoes a plastic surgery to conform to the reality of Muhammad Buhari. So all these things are evidence whereby if the Nigerian government say that what we are saying is not the truth, they should prove it with forensic evidence, and also with a DNA test. We cannot say that it is, if this, what we are saying is not an impossibility. It has happened before. I will give you a history of the former fascist leader Joseph Stalin in 1922. Joseph Stalin, he had a double called Felix Adayev, who was used to represent Stalin because of his health. The difference here is that at the time of Stalin was still alive, but because of health challenges, and a double was used after using makeup. So in this issue concerning the late Muhammad Buhari is dead and buried, and the person that is in Aso Rock now was employed to impersonate him, and we have found out that they have a specialist on makeup. So every event that he must appear, he will be tutored and giving Buhari's mannerism as regards to that particular event. That is the reason why you see at every point in time, the video you see on him will not be long, to just be a short video in order to cover certain things.
Okay, right now, another question here is why Muhammadu Buhari did not meet with the world leaders in France? So this is another issue. Even in Poland, what was the issue there?
The issue is that there is lies. Why are they lying? If really the person in Aso Rock is Muhammadu Buhari, they shouldn't be lying. He did not attend the World War Armistice event. But they, yes, in France. But they lied that he went. Why are they lying? If there is nothing hidden under the cupboard.
The same thing happened in Poland. Okay, now, Mr. Kalagu, so looking at this now, people are asking questions, public are asking questions, why Osibanjo did not take over the vice president of Nigeria? Because according to the constitution of Nigeria, when a president dies, then the vice will take over. Why should Osibanjo allow a Buhari's double to run the affairs of Nigeria?
The reasons are many. Let me just point out a few of the reasons. Number one, Osibanjo was not aware from the beginning until when the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra exposed this fraud of bringing an impostor to steer the affairs of millions of populations of Nigerians. That's number one. Number two, Osibanjo is under corruption charges. That is evidence that Osibanjo siphoned more than 5 billion in NEMA. The investigation is still ongoing. So he is under blackmail by the cabals. So, and thirdly, there is this Tinubu connection. You know, if followed Nigerian constitution, when president died, Osibanjo will become the president. Whereas his master, his godfather, Jagabam Tinubu, has been promised to be the president of the zoo, Nigeria, in 2023 by the Sokoto Caliphate. So these are the reasons why Osibanjo is just a figurehead being used by the cabals to dish out lies.
So I don't know why Africans are finding it so difficult to assimilate this particular the Jubilee issue right now. You know, some weak-minded people are asking questions. Can a masking of Jubilee gives us Biafra? What do you say here?
Yes, a masking of Jubilee will give us Biafra perfectly and very, very quicker than we must have expected. Why? It is because it is to tell the whole world what the indigenous people of Biafra has been facing. Fraud, impersonation, lies, deceit. So, as you can see today, the international community is talking about this same issue. Since the Nigerian people are gullible, since the Nigerian people cannot assimilate a simple evidence that is so glaring. If somebody said that you are an impostor, you don't need to go out and say, no, I am not an impostor. What you should do is to submit yourself for a DNA test.
Simple.
As simple as that. Going out to tell the world, it is real me, I am not a clone. It is to tell you that there is something fishy underneath what you are saying. So now, how does this thing give us Biafra? The international media world is now analyzing the situation. Very soon you will see biologists, educationists coming out to analyze, and that impostor must be arrested and submitted for a DNA test. So as soon as this thing is done, the world will know that the indigenous people of Biafra are a people who abhors lies, fraud, and all this deceit that we are witnessing today. So because of the exposition of this fraud in Aso Rock, it will skyrocket our agitation for freedom, because nobody will like to be in a country where a foreigner will be staring the face of the people as an impostor.
Thank you very much for your comment. So right now, this is the truth of the matter. Of course, we are ending the program right now because we have made it clear to the general public that the man in Aso Rock is an impostor. And the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, and the entirety of IPOB, we are saying that the man in Aso Rock is an impostor. Let him submit himself for a DNA test if he thinks that he is not. So this is what we are saying right